Our project is a combination of our interests that arose during our time in South America. This video will give you a small glimpse into the economic standard of living and the philosophical and psychological appreciation behind it. Our main question that started this entire project is, what makes you happy? Although it is very simple, this question puzzles many people worldwide. We want to see if there's a correlation between happiness and one's economic standing. We also wanted to create intimate portraits of the lives of the people that we had come to personally know. Portraits which we hope will make you find a connection and generate a new understanding of the human condition in different ways.
Sería porque mi familia siempre ha estado en todo, mis amigos porque está de ley siempre en todo, en cualquier situación siempre estamos ahí, profesores tanto como de aquí como instructores de afuera, estoy haciendo, practico alta montaña.
I appreciate having good friends, and probably the most really supportive parents. I know a lot of kids aren't as lucky to have parents that really actually do care. I know that a lot of kids have parents that I don't know. When I was little, I always wished my parents didn't care about what I did, so I could do whatever I want. But obviously, looking back at that now, I was extremely grateful to have parents that really cared about what I did and put me on a right path.
Sería porque en la educación, salud, así, porque ya en Estados Unidos he oído que es más avanzado. Bueno, mi tía me ha dicho que sí, ya es más avanzado, los estudios, todo. Bueno, a mí sí me gustaría estudiar allá, pero serían las estructuras, todo eso. Estructura, ¿cómo le diría? Más o menos ahorita las estructuras metálicas, todo eso que ahorita, como para construir una casa, se ocupa estructura metálica y ya no tengo que estar haciendo columnas, todo eso, todo es ya metálico. Tecnología mucho más avanzado.
The type of food, how much things cost, quality of living, accessibility to clean water, the type of people, the cultural attitude, the landscape, the weather, just pretty much everything.
Ecuadorians and Bolivians tend to live for today, and they tend to be far more easygoing. Many can get by on some extremely basic shelter and eat a fundamental diet by North American standards. Even though the lives of people in Ecuador and Bolivia are drastically different than a life in the United States, the people are equally or more happy.
Porque quiero cumplir algunos objetivos, sueños que tengo, planes, y porque es divertido, creo.
Es un nuevo día para comenzar, porque yo día antes ya he pensado que tengo que hacer mañana, y si no me levanto no voy a hacer nada de lo que quiero hacer en el día.
Y porque quiero comer.
Exacto, había pensado lo mismo, porque tengo hambre. Ser siempre transparentes, sinceros, no sé, libres, ser libres.
Creo que aprender, recorrer el camino, pero tratando de que ese camino sea amable, de que todo el aprendizaje y todo el conocimiento, todas las vivencias sean lo más amables y alegres posibles.
Que sea más equilibrado, que sea que todas las personas podamos tener equilibrio en la vida, en las cosas que hacen, ¿no?
Yo quiero aportar para que el mundo sea un poco más armonioso, más amable, sobre todo. No me gusta la violencia.
After talking with local people and hearing about what they appreciated in life, we decided to do some research into the economics behind appreciation and see if there was a correlation. According to the United Nations, a developing country is a country with a relatively low standard of living, undeveloped industrial base, and moderate to low human development index. This index is a comparative measure of poverty, literacy, education, life expectancy, and other factors for countries worldwide. This index was developed in 1990 by Pakistani economist Mahbub ul Haq and has been used since 1993 by the United Nations Development Program and its annual Human Development Report. A developed country is a sovereign state that has a highly developed economy and advanced technological infrastructure relative to other less industrialized nations. Most commonly, the criteria for evaluating the degree of economic development are gross domestic product, gross national product, the per capita income, level of industrialization, amount of widespread infrastructure, and general standard of living. Which criteria are to be used and which countries can be classified as being developed are subjects of debate.
Económica media, ¿sí? Media baja, se podría decir, porque tengo una casa, tengo trabajo, mi esposo tiene un sueldo, entonces media baja. ¿Sí? Un poco, porque desearía tener una economía un poco más, porque, por ejemplo, trabajo con el banco. Entonces, sí. No tengo un capital al 100%. Sí. Entonces, sí o sí tengo que pagar al banco por los proyectos. Entonces, una parte pago y entonces mi nivel, digamos, no está ahí, está en un intermedio. Entonces, sí me gustaría, y de aquí pienso que de unos 2 años ya voy a ir aumentando.
According to these definitions, the U.S. would be considered very developed, while Ecuador and Bolivia would be considered developing. However, I wouldn't consider one to be any better than the other. From speaking with locals and experiencing day-to-day life in Ecuador and Bolivia, we have concluded that people are not happier or appreciate more in one country compared to another. One might think that the people in Ecuador and Bolivia would be unhappy compared to people in the US because of their lack of material goods, but we didn't find that. People that we talked with expressed to us that they were not happy with their lives, actually quite the opposite. Many of them had a great appreciation for what they had and their families and were generally happy. The same could be said for individuals in the US. Malcolm Barnes, an upper middle class male from Atlanta, Georgia, says, "Yes, I'm content with where I am. I have no significant aspirations for personal upward class mobility anymore. I probably did aspire for upward mobility when I was younger, but at this point in my life, I don't see a need." However, Malcolm does not speak for the entire American society, and the individuals from Ecuador and Bolivia do not speak for everyone in their countries either. However, we have noticed a lack of happiness among Americans, especially those with extra, and generally we notice that people of Ecuador and Bolivia seem significantly happier even with less.
On my gap year semester, I guess I personally learned to appreciate more my family and friends, especially being like apart from them for so long. I guess I learned like what I really use them for and like what they mean to me. And then I guess I also learned to appreciate myself a lot more, just dealing with the different experiences and like hardships, just figuring out a path.
While in my gap semester in South America, I've learned to appreciate my family and my education. My family, in the sense that like we met so many people in South America whose main purpose, not for like life, but they just showed how much they appreciated their family and friends, and that was so great and made me appreciate my family so much more. And I also learned to appreciate my education. I was really privileged with my education and how great it was. And so I definitely have a new perspective of both of those things after being in South America for 3 months. I've also learned to appreciate like simpler things in life. We met so many people in Ecuador and Bolivia who like didn't have much, especially compared to how much I have in the States, that like, and they were so happy that I just learned that like that you don't need all these material things in life to be considered happy, that like just having the people around you and just having like an optimistic view in life really does like make a difference. And so I really learned how to like slow down and just savor the moment and just how to be happy with that.
I would say I learned to appreciate the education I was given, you know, having the opportunity to go into the schools in Ecuador and seeing how different it was. I would say my education in the United States was definitely more organized and I had a lot more opportunities. So super appreciative of that. I also learned from living in the families that we lived, like in the host families in Ecuador and in Bolivia. I really learned that like I care so much for my family, and that seeing these people interact with each other, it really like made me miss my family a lot and realize everything they've done for me and all of the things, you know, sacrifices that my parents have done to put me where I am, and it just really gave me a sense of appreciation. I'm just very grateful for what they've done for me in my life. Let's see, what else? I guess from this trip I've also appreciated the independence that I was given. I think that I'm really ready to face college at this point. So coming from like living in a treehouse in a cloud forest and in a restaurant in like this big giant mansion, I guess you could say, in Bolivia, and it was so cool. But yeah, I've definitely learned to be more independent and more resourceful, more like, I would say, more organized with my money, and like, you know, just living on my own and living with these people. Like it's definitely made me open my eyes to the future that I have. So.
In conclusion, we have gained a lot of added appreciation for life. From living with host families and experiencing the cultures of our families, to hiking on the Salcantay Trail in Peru, we have learned a tremendous amount about appreciation and happiness. There are clearly a lot of different factors that can go into one person's happiness, but an overarching theme throughout all of the cultures is everyone's appreciation for family. We have also learned how to slow down and take a deep breath, and to savor the simple things in life, to just be content with somebody's company or a warm shower. So we challenge you to think about what you appreciate in life, and to take a deep breath and focus on the smaller things in life.